Hello there, tankers. It's Medesic, and this is going to be a series of videos, hopefully, of me showing you how to skin tanks in World of Tanks. And I'm going to be going over HD tanks because, of course, all the tanks will eventually become HD if wargaming goes at the pace that they go, and World of Tanks last that long, obviously, I'm pretty sure. Now, I'm not going to be showing you how to skin non-HD tanks because they will eventually become a thing of the past, and you might as well skin only HD tanks if you skin a tank like this, and then eventually the HD model will come and then render it irrelevant. So I'm going to be showing you how to skin HD tanks in World of Tanks, like this Jagdtiger, and then I'm going to be showing you, well, first off, I'm going to be showing you in this video what software you need and some basics of Paint.net, which is the image editing software I will be showing you how to use. And then in the next video, hopefully I'll be showing you the actual skinning of the tank, like how to fetch the skins. Well, I'll probably show you how to fetch the skins in this video. Let's go ahead and get started with that now, actually, after I show you what software you need. So, oh, sorry, that's OBS. Whee! OBS. So, if you don't have either of the software that you need 7-Zip and Paint.net. Now, 7-Zip can be found at 7zip.org. So 7-zip.org, and then you should arrive at this website, and at which point you download the the software that you need according to the version of Windows that you have. And then to find Paint.net, it's not at Paint.net, it's at getpaint.net. And then it's right here. And both of these software, both the software here is completely free, and no, the installers are not packed with Trojans or with misleading entries in the installer that ask you to download some extra software that you don't need, or it's just adware or Trojans. So don't worry about any of that. It's just download and install the software, and then you'll be good to go to get started on skinning some tanks. And so let me go ahead and proceed to show you. So first off, you want to go ahead and go to your computer, all your hard drives, your Windows hard drive, or whatever hard drive. You need to find your World of Tanks installation. So go to C drive. Well, if it is on your C drive, Games, World of Tanks. This is where my World of Tanks installation is. So you go here, and in here should be like this arrangement of files. Primarily what we're interested in is res and res mods. So we're going to go into res first because we have to get the skins from the original skins from the game's actual files. And how we're going to do that is go to res packages, and at the very bottom are 10 package files, vehicles level 01 through 10. And if you haven't figured that out already, these are the tanks arranged by tier, sorted into package files. And so, of course, if you were looking for a tier 6 tank to skin, it's probably going to be in vehicles level 06. Now, there are some rare exceptions, but for the most part, you will find the tanks in here. So we're going to look at the Jagdtiger. I'm going to go ahead and quickly modify the Jagdtiger skin. As you can see, I have the Jagdtiger up on World of Tanks right now. So if I go to vehicles level 09 and then 7-Zip, open archive. By the way, that's how you open stuff with 7-Zip. If you've installed 7-Zip properly, you right-click on the package file. You should see a 7-Zip drop-down menu right here in the right-click, and then hit Open Archive. That will pull up this separate 7-Zip Explorer window, which will show you what's inside of the folder. And then you go to Vehicles, and here you have the nations. Now we're looking for the Jagdtiger, so of course we're going to be looking under Germany. And then in here should be the Jagdtiger. Now, it might be a bit confusing because sometimes you might have some clones. A good example would be stuff like the Soviet tanks. You might have two of the same tank in here, or like the Mutz, or the AMX 1357, because there's the regular, the actual standard regular 1357 is in the game's files, but the GF, the Grand Final, 1357 is the only one that players can play, so that's the one you want to skin. So you might want to look out for stuff like that, looking through directories, but for the most part, it will be relatively easy to find the tank that you want to skin. And right here, here it is. It's the Jagdtiger. That's what we want to skin. And as you can see, you have a bunch of files here, and multiple ones that show chassis, guns, hull, and this must be, for the most part, self-explanatory to you. These are the actual texture files for the guns, the chassis. In here, I believe, are the actual model files, so you don't need to touch any of these. In fact, what you want to do is go ahead and just take these. Now, where you want to put these, I have to show you that as well. So, keep up with me, make sure you know where we're at. So right now, we're at Games, World of Tanks, Res Packages. Go back to the base World of Tanks directory, and then go to Res Mods. Now, if you don't have mods installed, you'll have to make these folders yourself, but for now, so follow me carefully. You want to go to the current patch version named right here. So of course, if we're going to be at a later patch, just go ahead and make the folder yourself, or use the existing folder that the mods that you've installed has made, and it will work if you just do this. But for now, go to 9.13, since we're on 9.13. Go to the vehicles folder, and then in here will be the nations of whatever tanks that you have modified skins for. Now, there's no vehicle packages 01, 02, anything like that. It's just all right here. So in here, I've already skinned the Tiger Porsche, the Luva, Dicker Max, and the Tiger 2. So we're going to go ahead and go up one, and just take the entire G44 Jagdtiger folder, and then pop it into Germany of my modded folder. So now what we've essentially done is taken the original texture files and all other original files basically for the Jagdtiger and put them in our modded folder. So the game still won't show any differences for the Jagdtiger. However, because of the way that World of Tanks works, it will load the model, the textures, and everything on it real time from your mods folder. So we can actually switch backwards and forwards between World of Tanks open right here and modify our texture files as we see them in the folder here, and then just go back to World of Tanks, and then just click on another tank, and then click on this tank again to load the model again, and the texture files will update. So let's go ahead and try that now. So I'm going to take off World of Tanks, and we're going to go into the Jagdtiger folder. Let's delete everything in here, because this is just unnecessary space. Now let me go ahead and run you through the maps real quick and give you a brief explanation of what each one does, because it's a little bit confusing, but it's pretty easy to understand once you wrap your mind around it. So go ahead and pull up paint.net, and we're going to drag each one in, open the image. So this is the chassis. So this is just going to be the torsion bars, the wheels, the road wheels, and then possibly the tracks if those are in there. So we want to play with something that's a bit easier to see, so the hull. Now AM, I don't know what AM stands for, probably albedo map, something like that, but basically it's the base color texture. So you have the gray of the Jagdtiger, as you can see, and if you want, you can change the color of the Jagdtiger. So let's go to adjustments, let's go to Hoi saturation. Sorry, that's just how I do. And then make it kind of a twinkly Jagdtiger with some aqua blue, and then save. Oh, we have to save it as a DDS, by the way. And if you're wondering, yes, paint.net does support saving in direct draw surface, so you can just save it as a DDS, and then it will show up in the game files. So again, Jagdtiger hull 01 AM, replace it. And then generally the default options will work just fine. I mean, this is obviously a preview, but you want the highest quality that it can manage. And then hit OK. And then after that, go ahead and give it a try. Sorry. Let's see if it changed the appearance. Oh yeah. Yeah, we got like a icy colored snow Jagdtiger now. And we've definitely got some distortion. And that's not because of the file quality, that's because of the way that paint.net amplified the colors, changed the colors, and it just looks like that because of the way that it came out. So that's not the file quality. So if we go back to this, let's just go ahead and draw some lines to double confirm that we're doing what we're doing. So we're just scribbling lines on the skin. And then again, what we're doing is File, Save As, in the resmods 0913 vehicles German, the actual, yeah, this is the modded directory of what we want the game to fetch as the modded skins. And then the hull, so we modified the hull albedo map, yes. Okay. And then go ahead and load it up in the game. So yeah, we've got black scribbles all over our Jagdtiger now. So we have effectively modified the skin for our Jagdtiger. And if you don't like the skin, what you can do a number of things. You can just delete your Jagdtiger directory altogether. Oh, sorry. I didn't do that right. So yeah, you just go to the German in the 9.13 vehicles German, and then just completely delete the G44 Jagdtiger directory from your modded files, so that only you have, it's either empty or whatever other modded skins. And then if you go back to World of Tanks and then refresh it, you'll see now that it's just using the game's the in-game defaults skin for the tank again. And then of course another thing you can do is if you're going to be continuously modding the tank, you can go back to C, Games, World of Tank, Res, Packages, and then just fetch the files again. Vehicles, Germany, Jagdtiger. Now we only need the albedo map because that's all we modified. So hull 01 AM, drag, copy and replace, and now if I find OBS wherever it is, it's buried under everything. If we go back to the game, we will find that yes, it doesn't appear to have been modified, and actually that's because if we go back and then close out this file that we have open and then just drag it into paint.net again, it's the default file again. And so that is, in a sense, us modifying the skin of the tank. And if you want, you can just stop the tutorial here because I've already demonstrated to you what software you need, how you get at the files that you need to modify the tank, where to put them in order to make the modification actually work in the game on your client. And then, of course, you can just use paint.net at your own leisure and freedom to draw whatever you want on your tank. However, I'd like to run a few tips by you to basically help you get started on making an actual legitimate skin mod if you're looking to take this to a legit level. So, well, I'll give you a few tips, maybe run down some small aspects of how to use paint.net in a more advanced fashion to make this work. I suppose I'll stop this video here, and then in the next video I'll get started on that. Thanks for watching.